Week 19 in Florida started with me still having the flu, so I was pretty much keeping to myself in our bedroom, but Charlie was nice enough to bring me soup and popsicles as I needed it. I mostly laid around while I had the flu and kind of moped because it sucked, but by Monday and Tuesday, I started to feel a little bit better, and I was still off from work since that was my weekend. So on Tuesday, I put together my birthday donation that I plan to donate to a food pantry. I'll post more about that later. Also on Monday and Tuesday, I did an apartment reset. It was a post-flu reset because I needed everything that I touched to be cleaned. I'm very thankful that the entire time I was sick, Charlie took care of everything, including cooking for me and cleaning up the house, but I needed it all disinfected once I was out of that 48-hour quarantine window. So I got everything put back together and finally started to feel like a person again. I worked Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and took no videos because going back to work after having the flu, I didn't have the energy for that. Friday was my 29th birthday, so I took off on Saturday. Charlie bought us park hopper tickets and we headed on over to Disney for the first time as adults. If you're thinking I stopped at 2 parks on my birthday, that would be wrong. We decided to do 3 parks in one day. It was the longest day of my life, but also probably the most fun. We started at Animal Kingdom and immediately got on the safari ride. That was the one thing that I wanted to do this day and my only non-negotiable. So after that point, I was happy and content to do whatever else the day threw our way. We rode a few rides here. I'll talk about that more in my Disney vlog, and then hopped on over to Epcot. We took the monorail from the transit center, and then we started to eat around the world. We did go on 2 rides while we were here, but I predominantly was focused on eating food. We went to a handful of countries, and I will definitely have a video on everything I ate in Disney, but that's also coming at a different time. We decided it was time to go to Magic Kingdom. We looked up at the sky, noticed it looked a little stormy, thought this might be a bad idea, and decided to go anyways. When we were on the monorail, it absolutely started to downpour, and it pretty much never stopped. We did decide to keep going and hope that other people would leave the park and make some of the lines shorter. Some of the indoor rides, this was not the case for, so we didn't get to ride them, but we did get to ride a handful of things like It's a Small World and the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs roller coaster. Even though it was still kind of raining, they let that outside ride run. We saw some of the fireworks while we were on the roller coaster and then decided it was time to leave. This was an absolute rookie mistake because everybody else was leaving. So we kind of got stuck in some traffic there and then eventually got on the road and had a smooth ride home. It was the best birthday gift ever from Charlie, and now I've got to figure out a way to one-up him for his birthday next month. And that was the end to a very exciting week 19 living in Florida.